Look at this. This seat is destroyed. Coffee stain from 2022. Mystery grease from someone's McDonald's bag, and I don't even want to know what that dark one is. I took this to a detailer last month. You know what he quoted me? $140. $140 for a seat cleaning. I said no thanks, drove home and fixed it myself for $1. $1. With a powder you can buy at literally any grocery store in the world, and I'm going to show you exactly how I did it, step by step, so you never have to pay a detailer for this again. That's the same seat, same day. Let's get into it. The product is OxiClean, and before you click off thinking, oh, I've heard of that, stop, because I promise you, you are not using it correctly for car seats. Most people dump this stuff dry onto a stain, scrub it, and wonder why it doesn't work. The reason detailers, who charge you a fortune, can do what they do isn't because they have some secret chemical. It's because they understand activation. OxiClean is sodium percarbonate. When it hits warm water, it releases oxygen bubbles. Those bubbles physically lift stain molecules out of the fabric fibers. But, and this is critical, the water temperature matters, the ratio matters, and the dwell time matters. Get any one of those wrong and you'll get mediocre results. Get them all right and you'll think you're watching magic. Here's the breakdown. The OxiClean White Revive version is best for light-colored seats. For gray or black seats, use the regular OxiClean Free and Clear. No dyes, no fragrance, no risk of discoloration. The cost per treatment? About 1 tablespoon. That's literally pennies. Let me show you the ratios, then we go to work. Demito. Quick 60-second science lesson. This actually matters for your results. Car seat fabric, whether it's cloth, polyester blend, or microfiber, is made of tiny interlocking fibers. When a liquid hits it, coffee, soda, whatever, it wicks down into those fibers by capillary action. The liquid dries and the stain molecules bond with the fabric surface. Normal water can't break that bond. Soap kind of can, but it mostly just pushes the stain around. Sodium percarbonate, which is what OxiClean is, breaks down into hydrogen peroxide and soda ash when it contacts warm water. The hydrogen peroxide attacks the chromophores. That's the part of the stain molecule that makes it colored. It literally bleaches the color out of the stain at a molecular level, while the soda ash acts as an alkaline booster that loosens the grip of the stain on the fiber. At the same time, the fizzing action, those oxygen bubbles, creates micro-agitation inside the weave of the fabric. It's like thousands of tiny fingers working the stain loose from the inside. The result? The stain is broken apart chemically and mechanically lifted. That's why this works when nothing else does. Now, let's talk about what not to do first, because there are 2 ways to mess this up. Mistake number 1, using boiling or very hot water. I know it sounds like hotter is better. More activation, right? Wrong. At temperatures above 140 degrees Celsius, the percarbonate breaks down too fast, before it has time to penetrate the fibers. The reaction happens on the surface and fizzles out immediately. You want warm water, like the temperature of a comfortable shower. 100 to 120 degrees is perfect. Mistake number 2, scrubbing immediately. This is what everyone does. You spray it on, you scrub. You're actually spreading the stain and driving it deeper. You must let the solution dwell. I'll tell you exactly how long for different stain types in a moment. Mistake number 3, using too much product. More is not better here. If you use too much OxiClean, you get oversaturation of the seat foam underneath. That foam takes hours to dry, and if it stays damp, you get mildew smell. 1 tablespoon per half cup of water is the sweet spot. Mistake number 4, skipping the vacuum step. Before you touch any wet product to a stained seat, you must dry vacuum first. Any loose dirt or debris on the surface will turn into a muddy paste the moment water hits it, and you'll be chasing that mess instead of the original stain. Alright, tools out, let's clean. Here's everything you need. OxiClean powder, a bowl, warm water, a measuring spoon, a stiff brush. I'm using a $3 detailing brush from the auto parts store, 3 clean microfiber cloths, a spray bottle, and a wet-dry vac. That's it. Step 1. Always, always, always vacuum first. Go over every inch of the stained area, get into the seams, get into the creases. I'm hitting this area 3 times minimum because I can see crumbs and dried debris trapped in the weave. Don't skip this. I mean it. A clean surface before you apply any liquid is non-negotiable. You're removing the top layer of contamination so your cleaning solution can get directly to the stain molecules underneath. Done. Now we mix. Take your bowl. Add half a cup of warm water. Remember, shower warm, not boiling. Add 1 level tablespoon of OxiClean. Stir it. Don't shake, don't panic if it fizzes a little. That's normal. You'll see it start to dissolve and go slightly cloudy. That means it's activating. Give it about 30 seconds to fully dissolve. Now, for a paste application on a really stubborn stain, use slightly less water. 2 tablespoons of water to 1 tablespoon of powder gives you a thick paste that you can apply directly and leave to work without running. I'll show you both methods today because I have two different types of stains to tackle. For the spray bottle method, which is better for large area stains or general dinginess, pour this solution into your spray bottle. Done. That's your weapon. Here's where most people rush and ruin everything. Slow down. For this large coffee stain, I'm spraying the solution generously over the entire stain area, plus about an inch radius beyond the stain edge. Why beyond the edge? Because when fabric gets wet, it expands, and if you create a wet ring at the boundary, that boundary can become its own stain mark. Now I'm going to use my brush, not to scrub aggressively, but to gently work the solution into the fibers with a circular motion. Light pressure. Think of it like you're massaging the solution into the weave, not trying to scrub the stain out by force. The chemistry is doing the work, not your arm. Now, and this is the part everyone skips, we walk away. Dwell time by stain type. Fresh liquid stain. Coffee, juice, soda, 5 minutes. Dried old stain. Coffee ring, food residue, 10 minutes. Grease or oil-based stain. Food grease, hand cream, 15 minutes. Mystery dark stains, blood, biological stains, 15 to 20 minutes. Don't disturb it at all. I'm setting a timer right now for this coffee ring. 10 minutes. While that sits, let me show you the paste method on that grease stain. See this grease stain in the corner? This one needs the paste. I'm applying a 1/4 teaspoon sized blob directly onto the stain. Now I use the brush to work it in. Same gentle circular motion. I want the paste to penetrate into the fibers, not sit on top like a scab. Once it's worked in, I'm going to cover it with a damp microfiber cloth and press down. The cloth holds moisture against the stain and prevents the paste from drying out too fast. Dry paste doesn't clean, it just flakes off. Dwell, 15 minutes minimum. The grease molecules need time to be broken down and lifted. Timer is running on both. Let's check the first one. 10 minutes is up on the coffee stain. Now watch carefully. I'm pressing the cloth firmly onto the stain and blotting, not wiping, not scrubbing, just firm blotting. Look at this cloth. You can already see the coffee transferring onto it. That is the stain coming out of the seat and onto your cloth. This is why you use a white or light colored cloth here, so you can see the transfer happening. Rotate to a clean section of the cloth and blot again. Keep rotating to a clean area until the cloth comes up relatively clean. Now take your wet, dry vac and extract any remaining moisture from the seat. Hold the nozzle about 1/2 inch from the surface and work in rows. This pulls the dissolved stain residue and the moisture out together. This is the step that keeps your seat from smelling like mildew. Now let's look at that seat. You can already see a dramatic difference after one pass. For old set-in stains, you may need a second application. We'll cover that in a moment. First, let me check on this grease stain. 15 minutes. Let's see what we've got. Beautiful. The grease has been broken down. Blotting now. Look at the cloth. It's picking up the residue. Vacuum extraction next. For grease stains specifically, after your first pass, do a second rinse pass. Spray just clean warm water over the area, blot again, vacuum again. This removes any soapy soda ash residue from the OxiClean that might leave a slight film if the seat dries with it in there. Now, when do you need a second full OxiClean application? If after the first full cycle you can still see a faint outline of the stain, common with really old or very dark stains, let the seat dry for 30 minutes, then repeat the entire process from step 2. The first pass broke down and loosened the stain. The second pass removes what's left behind. 90% of even severe stains come out in 2 passes. The rare ones that don't, that's usually because the stain has been sealed in by heat, like someone pressed a hot iron on a stain, or the car sat in 100-degree heat for months with the stain baking in. Even those, you can often get 80 to 90% improvement. Critical section. Different fabric types need slight adjustments. Standard polyester and cloth seats, most cars from the last 20 years. This is what we've been working on. Full method applies exactly as shown. No modifications. Microfiber seats, common in newer Hyundais, some Kias, some Mazdas. Microfiber is more delicate. Use the spray method only, no paste. Use slightly less OxiClean, 3/4 of a tablespoon per half cup. Dwell for only 8 minutes max. Blot very gently. When dry, use a soft brush to restore the nap of the microfiber. Velour seats, older American cars, some European cars, very absorbent. You'll need to apply less solution and vacuum more aggressively to avoid oversaturation. Never rub velour, blot only, or you'll destroy the texture. Suede or Alcantara, synthetic suede found in performance cars. Do not use this method. OxiClean will damage Alcantara. Use only a dedicated Alcantara cleaner. Stop watching this for those seats and go buy the right product. Perforated fabric. Some seats have tiny holes. The method works fine, but vacuum extraction is even more important because moisture can get through the perforations into the foam. Leather and vinyl, not for this method. OxiClean is for fabric only. Leather needs its own cleaner and conditioner. There it is, $1 of OxiClean, about 90 minutes of work including drying time. and seats that look like they just came off the showroom floor. The detailer wanted $140 for this. And I want to be clear. Professional detailers do excellent work, and some jobs absolutely need a professional. But this specific job, fabric stain removal, is 100% something you can do yourself, at home, with a product that's been sitting in the laundry aisle your whole life.